Welcome to the Botch Pod presented by FakePigskin.com. I'm your host, Josh Bennett, and I'm going to the championship game in one of 11 leagues this year. That is terrible. I'm joined today by my Botch Pod co-host, Michael Vincent. Michael, how many championships are you going to?
I'm going to one championship after defeating you, Josh, in the conference finals and defeating Zach in the semifinals. So one. Actually two, because I'm co-owning with Austin in a league that we went to the finals.
Okay, shout out to Austin. Zach, how many redraft leagues on ESPN with standard scoring are you going to the finals in?
Yahoo.
Oh, 3 of them.
Flea Flicker.
I got 3 ESPN leagues, 1 Yahoo league. So that's 4 total. 2 of them are for money.
Don't forget Jacksonville 18 PPR.
No, I lost in Jacksonville 190-2490. It's
Rest in peace.
But yeah, and then I also I lost in both. I also lost in Philadelphia 18-1980704. So both the free public leagues are just they're down in the trash now. Actually 3 or 4 are for money. Even though you guys don't think that Cups Brawl is worth money, we all had a $10 buy-in. So
you're the only one who bought in. Nobody put money in.
I didn't even buy in. Cups, shout Cups. He bought me in if I let him use my PlayStation View, which was abused.
I bet you there's people in those free leagues that never switched their lineup. They had Zeke and Aaron Rodgers in there the entire year, fell ass backwards into making the playoffs, got a win because Rodgers last week, and they'll probably win again this week because they left Zeke in their lineup.
Yep, probably. And that is Zach's fantasy career.
Yeah, that's how he does that.
Yep,
that's
how I die.
Okay, well, speaking of fantasy careers, we are coming upon the championship week, and it's a good time for reflection. I know that there's a lot of games that are going on, and most of the leagues we're in, we're not in the finals, but it's time for us to kind of look back on this season and also our fantasy career, so to speak, and how did we get to where we are? What strategies have we learned? Where do we need to improve? Just how are we growing? Zach, Mike, I'll start with you. What's something that you've learned this year?
So I really got into Dynasty last year, so the 2016 season. And my thought process was always like, hey, I don't know why people pay, for punting, paying a year out. So I went for it a lot last year. It worked out for me. I went for it this year. I didn't get as far as I wanted in most leagues. I started hitting that wall with my veterans, started losing out on production towards the end of the year for a lot of guys. I went for it way too hard for the last 2 years, and I feel like I traded away a lot of futures and a lot of picks, a lot of assets for the future. And I feel like 2018 is going to be a struggle in a couple of my leagues where I went for broke. Elite Bobs. I won that championship last year. I sort of rode those same guys this year, but that team got old. I got guys like Drew Brees, Frank Gore, Deshaun Jackson, Des Bryant. I rolled on the dice that Cameron Brate was going to end up being a good player, and too many week-to-week decisions I made. It's what they say, Dynasty is a week-to-week league, right? No, they don't say that, but I play like that sometimes. And so there were some decisions I'd make for the short term, like, hey, I need to get this first round bye, or hey, I really want to get this, best record in the league. But that might be good on the short term, but now it's going to hurt me next year and beyond, where you don't think about like that 2018 third that you traded away 2 years ago didn't sound good back then, but now you wish you had it. So I'd say that's probably I will struggle. I feel like I will rest on my laurels in 2018 with my team. But I will struggle, and I have to just be smart about being too liberal with my 2019 picks.
Well said. Zach, what about you? What have you learned?
Well, I didn't learn, obviously, it's from just how much Mike talked about. I guess I didn't learn that much. I guess I'm just a moron. No, I learned a little bit. I learned that.
Okay.
Yeah, you learned a lot. It's probably because you had a lot to learn. So that's probably what it was.
Oh, so you were already a master.
Spin zone. So you're already like experimenting new things.
Yeah, exactly. I'm experiencing just embracing being super, super bad. And then in one league, I I followed Josh's footsteps to an extent, and I punted really hard, traded away veterans, older guys, just kind of, I don't know, studs, if you will, AJ Green, Julio Jones, for basically just first-round picks. I think that league's going to do really well for me because I just have a lot of pieces moving forward and a lot of young pieces now. So that's what I kind of think is just the path that I should be going down because all my other teams just super suck.
This is Gridiron?
Yeah, Gridiron. Yeah, that's the one I'm going to kick ass in going forward.
All right.
Okay, cool. Well, Mike, I would say that I, the last couple of years, have kind of done the complete opposite of you. I punted really hard in a bunch of leagues and accrued a bunch of picks. I had a bunch of younger players, and they're kind of starting to show up now. I guess I've been playing Dynasty. This is my 6th year playing Dynasty. And when I first started playing, I kind of focused on like talent evaluation. Like I would be on YouTube watching highlights, and then I started going to the player profiler metrics and things and all this stuff. But really it kind of just comes down to 2 things, and that's insulating your team with value. And that's what I've been trying to do, making sure you have the young guys to where they don't to where if a player goes down with an injury, you have another young guy to step up. It's, value insulation. And also I'd have to say risk management. I saw a tweet the other day from Adam Harstead, and he said that I think he said something along the lines of, every year I'm reminded in Dynasty that it's not about player evaluation. It's about managing risk and assessing risk better than the next guy. And I think that's true because, you got to make those trades. If someone calls and offers you, $1.25 for Todd Gurley, who's worth $1, you got to take those trades in certain situations just to kind of build your stock up. Mike, do you think that you'll start kind of punting, or do you think you're patient enough to punt? Or do you think that you're going to try and, in those teams that are old, go out and sell them and package guys away for more veterans that are maybe just a year or 2 younger to kind of ride the wave?
I think that's probably going to be my strategy. I don't see myself as someone who's going to be rebuilding ever. I don't see myself – not to say I don't have the patience, but I like to see the immediate reward. I see more of like a reload every year. So there's going to be situations where I might have to part ways with a halfway, in his prime kind of player for maybe 2 players that might give me 1 or 2 more years. So let's just use three guys for this example. Trading away like AJ Green for a Larry Fitzgerald and a Michael Crabtree, like that kind of situation where you can still get a 2-for-1. Fitz and Crabtree are probably at the end at this point, even at their highest value. But just situations like that. And then running back, just keep taking flyers in the draft. I lucked out in a few drafts where there was guys who were undrafted free agents that I took. I did this like Austin did it. He wasn't too worried about rookie picks. He was worried about, let's pull that second wave of rookie picks when we had the free agent drafts. Guys like Dede Westbrook, guys like Corey Clement, guys like that who were not, even drafted. I think Dede might have got drafted. Don't hold me to that, but I know Clement wasn't.
Dede was. He was a 5th-round pick.
Okay, so he wasn't, but he was not a sexy pick. He had Allen Robinson, Allen Hurns, Marquise Lee, all those other guys. He was sort of an afterthought, and he was hurt half the year. And so picking up as many of those kind of players at the end of your rookie stable, if you will, and sort of building on that, but also still reloading on veterans. Because unless you're doing a startup, you've probably missed the boat on being able to really cultivate all those running backs that are hot right now. Like there was maybe 2 years ago, you probably could have ended up with DJ, Bell, Zeke, and Gurley, believe it or not, on one team. And that's as recently as maybe the 2016 startups. Now you couldn't do that unless you traded away every pick for the next 5 years. And even then you probably don't do that. So you have to build, but also understand that window is probably closed where you're going to get like ultimate value on those kind of guys. Someone like you who probably bought low on Gurley was reaping the benefits of it. In fact, in the league we're in Brotherhood of Botch, I think Bell went, and then you picked Gurley, and then I went Julio, and I was able to get Melvin Gordon in the next round. So I was a pick away from having Gurley and Gordon in the same draft. And so, I mean, that's probably sailed at this point, in my opinion.
Right. Well, I would have to say that I kind of disagree with you about taking those guys that were undrafted. I mean, those guys were undrafted for a reason. Sure, you're going to have guys that excel, like you mentioned, Westbrook and Clement. And I would even go as far as saying like guys like probably Stephon Diggs went undrafted in a lot of rookie drafts. Those guys do exist, but for every one of those guys, there are the Ishmael Zamoras of the world. There are 5 or 6 of those guys. And those just are, I do not feel comfortable building a team. And I used to do that when I first started. I would take flyers on those guys, hoping they would pan out, and they never really did. So I really had to kind of change my strategy to going heavy rookie picks, especially first rounders. Early seconds are good, but those first rounders, you get guys, even in the late first. I have Alvin Kamara in about 4 or 5 leagues. I have Kareem Hunt in about 3 or 4 leagues. Those guys are league winners right now. Like those guys are obviously in one of my leagues. I'm only going to the championship, but those guys got me playoff spots, and they won weeks to where, I wouldn't have stood a chance without that running back production. So I guess you and I just are two completely different ends of the spectrum in terms of dynasty. Like the other day, someone said that they were going to try and trade me Aaron Rodgers for Carson Wentz plus because Wentz went down, and I said I would never do that, and you said you would do it in a heartbeat. So I guess you and I just have completely different strategies. Zach, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I think both of you guys are terrible, and I'm better than you at fantasy. So both your strategies are just bad.
Thanks for contributing again to the podcast that we decided to put together a couple.
Hey man, you guys own the subject. I have nothing else to input because both of you have covered both sides of different strategies, and both are obviously proven to be terrible because you guys aren't advancing worth shit. Meanwhile, I'm killing.
Meanwhile, you're winning 2 toilet bowls right now, so congrats, man.
Just don't forget to buy my redraft draft guide.
Yes.
Awesome.
I'm starting to write it right now. I'm writing it now.
Right now. How many pages?
That's what I'm contributing.
One last thing. One last thing. Josh, I wouldn't build around for rookie free agents, but my strategy is build around veterans and try to have some depth with rookie free agents.
I will chime in with this. I think what Josh said about first round picks, having those guys is awesome instead of free agent picks. But I think to kind of even touch on that more, I think it's almost more valuable to have mid to later first round picks than it is to have the 101. Because of course, the 101 is going to be that true stud of the draft, but I feel like there's a ton of value in like that second half of the rookie picks where you're getting your Michael Thomas, your Sterling Shepard, Kamara, Hunt this year, Juju, exactly.
So you're saying that if you have the 101, you feel more comfortable trading back and acquiring a ton of picks, like a couple firsts and some seconds.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, there's obviously going to be there's probably going to be one league where I have the 101. I'm not sure if I want.
Oh, only one?
Wow. On there. Yeah, shut up. It's because I traded all the other ones away.
He traded it, and someone else has his 101.
I have his 102 in pigskin.
Yes, exactly. But I have my own in one league. I don't know if I want to take Squantifer. I'm just going to trade it away for like the next 4 picks. The problem is that it's like it's me and 2 other guys that have the entire first round of our draft. So I only have 2 people I could trade with.
Yeah, if you ask someone last offseason, would you rather have the 101 or the 108 and 109? They'd say the 101. But that's probably Corey Davis, and then your 108 and 109 are probably Kamara and Hunt right now. Yep. And you probably would rather have Kamara and Hunt.
Absolutely.
Well, that's totally recency bias, which apparently recency is not a real word. Every time I type it into anything, it says it goes to decency. So pro tip, fantasy tweeter, there's no such thing as recency bias.
Decency bias.
Yes, decency bias. But that is recency bias. Because Corey Davis is probably the best specimen. He just hasn't had the best rookie year.
Right. What are you going to say, Zach?
I mean, that late round pick, that could even be Evan Ingram. That could be
O.J. Howard.
O.J. Howard, exactly. One of those tight ends that are good right now too. I mean, honestly, it's just there's so much value in these late round picks that it's not like I would want to trade away the 101, but it almost seems like in the end, those later picks are more valuable than the 101.
Right, or you could just be like slow and you can't really trade back because you have all the picks that you would trade back into in Brotherhood of Botch.
You can actually trade back with yourself by.
Oh, wow, mind blown.
Wow.
Just announcing that you've made a trade.
Which first did you not get from people?
Tom's, the 102, I think.
Tom's. It's 101 is slow, 102 is Tom, and then 103 to 110 is slow.
Wow. That's incredible. Well done, Slow. Shout out to Slow. Cool. Well, let's get into segments, and let's get into our signature segment, Revenge Games.
Yeah, I've decided we're not going to use the audio for that. We're just going to
Oh.
You're going to be the audio guy for that.
Oh, cool. Okay.
That was
That
actually
was good. That was
That
good. I
worked.
tried.
That was
good. That was a good one. Wow. I tried to. I tried
right.
to. I was channeling my inner Christian Bale as Batman on that one.
Where is she?
I'm a bat.
I'm a bat.
Cool. Mike, run us through the Week 15 revenge games where we hit and where we missed.
How we do?
How we do, man.
All right, Charles Clay. I think he had like a few catches for the Bills against his Dolphins. Delaney Walker scored a touchdown against the Niners, but he also fumbled.
Yikes.
And the Titans lost because they suck.
They're terrible.
Shout out to Slow.
Again.
Julius Peppers against the Pack. Peppers had a sack on Rodgers, former Panther and Packer, and Panther again. Yeah, he sacked his former player. John Elway, the team that drafted him and let him go, the Baltimore Colts, they lost on Thursday, the last Thursday night game of the year. What a bad football game, by the way.
Thursday night football needs to go away forever. It's the worst. Yeah. It is the worst. Go ahead, sorry.
That game needed to go away. AJ Bouye, they murdered the Texans. Kiko Alonso, he did okay. Jiz Rodgers, I don't think he played much yesterday. He had a good kick return, but that was about it. Terrence West did not play. He's on injured reserve. Browns versus Ravens. Ravens won. That's the Cleveland revenge game. Speaking of that, Ben Watson of the Ravens scored a touchdown against the Browns. So if you had Delaney Walker and Ben Watson in your tight end premium league, like I did against Josh, they both scored touchdowns in revenge games. Deion Lewis scored a touchdown back in Pittsburgh for the Pats. The retired DMC Darren McFadden revenge game was pretty bad on Sunday Night Football, Dallas and Oakland. And same with Dirk Cutter and his whole staff against Atlanta, and Mike Smith and his whole staff.
Okay, well, so we were right on about 11%.
And Matt Bryant revenge game.
Oh, yeah. Can't forget about that. Okay, cool. Well, let's see. It's Week 16. Zach, start us off. What's a revenge game you're checking out this week?
So the big one, I'm actually going to jump around on this one because
that helps us. Thanks.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and go with a big. Actually, I'm going to build this one up a little bit more. Marvin Jones versus his former team, the Bengals. People forget that Sanu and Marvin Jones were on the same team under Marvin Lewis, and they did absolutely nothing. And then,
so maybe it's like a Marvin revenge game.
Oh,
because Marvin Lewis is going to be gone, and Jim Caldwell looks like he's lost all the time too. So
he does. He looks like that guy at the airport that's like trying to find out where his flight is, and he realizes it's in another terminal, and that's his look on his face every single time you see him. He's like,
But he's there with his whole family, and he can't show him like embarrassment or confusion, so he's got to kind of like play it off like it's like the airline's fault.
Right? It's like, God damn it, Delta. Mike, give me a revenge game you're checking out. Don't take mine. If you take mine, I'm so mad.
Ooh, I got to just guess what yours is then. That's like Russian roulette over here. This is a redo from the other day, from a couple weeks ago. Bills Pats, Chris Hogan and Mike Gillislee. Last time these two teams played, neither of them played. But I think Gillislee might be active this week because Burkhead's going to be out. So expect Gillislee to get people like 4 touchdowns on everyone's bench or waivers. And Hogan maybe gets activated after being out for about 6 weeks.
Okay.
And Stephon Gilmore for all you IDP guys out there.
Ooh, well done.
Thanks.
I got a question for you guys. What do the Rams and Titans have in common?
They both moved cities in the last 25 years.
Yes,
Jeff
what
Fisher.
else? Jeff Fisher Memorial Game.
Yes.
Can't wait, my dude. Just kidding. I saw a tweet today that said that they should hire him as an interim. Some team should. Weeks 16 and 17, just so he can lose both games and become the most losingest coach of all time in the NFL. I was like, that'd be perfect because he deserves that award. He deserves that title. So, Zach, give me another revenge game.
All right, just firing in the dark here. We got a huge tight end premium game. We got Jeff Cumberland.
Ooh.
Now of the Los Angeles Chargers facing off against his former New York Jets.
Wow. That's deep.
That's deep.
That's a deep one. Cool. Mike, can you top that?
I'm not going to be able to top it because that was pretty awesome. But this was a great one I didn't notice. I didn't even know he was on their team until last week when it wasn't Samaje Perine. It was Capri Bibbs.
Ooh.
Scored a touchdown for the Redskins, and this week rides that momentum to play.
Wait, he's on the Redskins now? I thought he was still in Denver.
No.
That's why it's a revenge game, dude. Did you not watch football last week?
So revenge games, Josh, is where a guy who used to be on the team
tell me more.
Yeah, that's the narrative street. Capri Bibbs, Washington Redskins. He's the new pass catcher, replacing Byron Marshall, replacing Chris Thompson. He goes up against his former team, the Denver Broncos. This could also be the Champ Bailey
Memorial revenge.
Memorial, and also the running back that they traded for each other.
Clinton,
yeah, Clinton Portis revenge game, and Mike Shanahan coaching revenge game.
Wow, there's a lot of history between those teams.
Yes,
cool. All right, Zach, give me another one.
Let's go with
how about that tight end premium?
No, I'm gonna go with special teams premium, special teams tackles.
Okay.
We got Justin Hardy versus Justin Hardy.
Oh.
New Orleans Saints special teamers. I don't know what his actual position is. Justin Hardy with 2 E's.
Like Hardy's restaurant.
Yeah, like Hardy's restaurant versus wide receiver of the Falcons, Justin Hardy with a Y.
Yeah, scored a touchdown yesterday.
He sure did. And
awesome.
I had him in a league where I was down by 251 points.
How does that happen?
That's not real. Jesus Christ.
Oh. Okay, my revenge game I'm looking for, which I didn't even know this guy was still in the league. I forgot all about him. I had him on a bunch of dynasty rosters about a year or two ago, and now he's non-existent to me. Kamar Aiken, Colts wide receiver, going up against his former team, the Ravens.
Yep, former Patriot as well.
Former Patriot. I didn't know he was Patriot. Okay, interesting.
No, it's
cool.
Philip Dorsett. Wait, what?
Yeah, same player.
Same player. Same guy.
Aiken was a Patriot, and then he went to the Ravens and then the Colts.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a revenge game.
Aiken had a pretty solid year in
2015.
Yeah, 2015, and then he's been nothing.
Yep.
Just think of all the poor saps like Mike that would have paid a 2018 first for him.
Yeah, man, he was the guy. You know, he was the guy in Baltimore.
Cool. All right, Mike, give me another one.
Sure. For guys in tight end premium leagues, not sure if this guy if Julius Thomas is going to play anymore. But Anthony Fasano of the Miami Dolphins, former Kansas City Chief, tight end. Look for him to have a big game against his Chiefs, trying to outduel Travis Kelce and Demetrius Harris.
And Ross Travis
is a Colt now, yeah.
Travis.
Yeah, Ross Travis Kelce.
Okay.
A lot of revenge games this week.
There is a lot of revenge games.
Aaron Ross Travis Kelce.
Ooh.
I like it.
Kelce, porn star.
Okay. Zach, give me a revenge game.
Let's go with A-Rob versus the Jags.
Oh, wow. A-Rob.
Oh, wait. I think I have the wrong A-Rob. This just in. It's Aldrick Robinson.
So this I can see how you make that mistake, though.
So this could be A-Rob versus A-Rob.
This is it could be if one wasn't dead.
Yes.
This is actually, in reality, this is the Zane Beatles revenge game.
Nice. It could have been a Blaine Gabbert revenge game if he was still a Niner.
For all you negative points per holding penalty and point per pancake leagues.
Nice.
Awesome. Cool. Let's see. Give me one more, Mike. Last one.
Russell Shepard, Carolina Panther, now Tampa Bay Buccaneer before. He's going to be catching passes from Cam Newton and not from Jameis Winston. So it's kind of like the same thing, but it's not.
Yeah,
that's racist.
It's similar, but it's not similar.
Wow. No, I was just talking about an NFC South quarterback from SEC.
Racist.
SEC. No, SEC Heisman Trophy winner. NFC South quarterback.
New segment. That's kind of racist.
Hey, get your mind out of the gutter.
I just want to let you know, Jameis Winston didn't play in the SEC.
The AC, whatever, the same South. He was in the southeast of the United States of America.
That's again, right? You're profiling.
Wow.
Okay, the ACC and the SEC are basically the same thing.
No, they're not. Are you kidding me? In football, are you
SEC and ACC look the same. Okay.
No, they don't. No, they don't. That's wrong. It's wrong. They have the same letter.
Wow. Now that's even more racist. They look the same. Holy shit.
Wow. Mike is racist.
Chicago Mike. Why don't you turn down the Chicago Mike? Why don't you just reel it back?
And they both won Heisman trophies, didn't they? No, Jameis lost to Mariota. Wow.
Yep.
Breaking. Heisman votes are in.
Breaking news. So hey, be careful with your breaking news. You might offend somebody.
Oh, shit.
They might think you're sexist.
Oh my God.
So wait, so they both weren't in the same conference. They both didn't win Heismans. They really have nothing in common. They both run. They're black. They're both running quarterbacks with big white tight ends. Ha! Cameron Brate, Greg Olsen. So there.
Winston is the running quarterback.
Yeah, he is.
Have you seen his beer belly, dude?
Dude, he's a pocket passer, bro.
He's a big fat guy. They both got in trouble in college. How's that?
That's a good one.
Right. One stole a laptop, one stole crab legs.
Yeah.
Keep coming. There's a lot of similarities.
And most of them are pretty racist.
No, so Russell Shepard it's going to be like catching just moving down the coastline from Tampa to Carolina.
There you go. Even though Tampa's on the other coastline, it's on.
Shut up.
Yep.
All right, cool. Well, that does it for our revenge games. If you have any revenge games for us, send them to us at Twitter or on Twitter at BotchPod.
You forgot about Dominic Rogers-Cromartie.
Oh, I missed that one. Sorry. When Zach
Big
started jumping
game.
around, I missed it.
Yeah.
DRC, bunch of kids.
No, that's the other C. Yeah, now
that's Antonio Cromartie.
Yeah, now who's just making general comments, Josh.
Same name.
Yeah, that's racist.
Now that's racist. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I bet they have the same mom, right? Too, right?
Wow, Josh.
Jesus Christ, Zach. You're the worst. Okay, Dominic Rogers-Cromartie, Giants first cards. Revenge game. He's going to get revenge against the team he used to play for by playing for another team. Isn't that how revenge games work? Wow.
That's also the Kurt Warner Invitational.
Kurt Warner Memorial.
The Kurt Warner Memorial.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We have a lot of memorials with Kurt Warner, Champ Bailey, a bunch of shit players that played in both San Francisco and Jacksonville. So
Josh McCown.
Okay, cool. Let's move on to our next segment, Dead or Back, presented by Amari Cooper and Applebee's. I only put one thing down this week, and that was outsourcing. That was our idea last week. We were going to have our friend Austin be involved in kind of, I don't even know what it was, but is it dead or back, guys?
It's dead. What's really nice about this one is that it fizzled out so quick that you never really got your hopes up. Right. So it was like, hey, this is a great idea, Austin. Can you do this? Yeah. Boom. Never happens.
Never, ever happens.
Fine.
So,
whatever.
Cool. Thanks,
whatever.
Austin.
We moved
Appreciate
on pretty
it.
quick.
Fuck you. All right. Let's move on.
Wait.
Wait.
So I'm surprised we didn't hear about this, that Cooper from a California team made the Pro Bowl.
Oh.
We talked shit all year, and Cooper from a California team made the Pro Bowl.
Wow. We were wrong.
Oh, is that Cooper Kupp?
Oh, we were wrong about Cooper Kupp? No, last name Cooper.
Oh, last name Cooper.
Oh, yeah, not Amari.
Hooper?
Not Amari. Farrow made the Pro Bowl. Okay? So it only took 1 year for Farrow to be the better Cooper from California.
Farrow fucking Cooper.
Yeah. Jesus. Okay? While Amari's going there catching a pass for 8 yards.
Farrow Cooper is going to the Pro Bowl. He's going to Orlando.
Meanwhile, Crabtree's winning people championships like this week with 2 touchdowns.
League winner.
Yeah.
Him and Gurley.
So, honestly,
yes.
Where do we project Cooper going forward? Like, is this just a bad year, or is this what we should expect on a year-to-year basis? Like,
bad year.
Let's wash it. Let's chalk it up to a bad year. Oakland's been bad all year. Look at them. They don't make any sense. They thought they could reinvent the wheel, bringing back a 32-year-old running back like Marshawn Lynch. They didn't address any depth at running back. Their offensive line was just also got old. Derek Carr is not good. I don't care what people say. People want to compare him to Andrew Luck. He's not.
Both are shitty.
He's got to take that next step, and he hasn't. And
right.
Cooper, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, and they're not good.
They're not. They're bad. They're awful to watch too. I thought Derek Carr was kind of overrated going into last year, and now it just shows that I was right. He's very overrated. There were people online saying that he was a top 3 quarterback in the NFL, like that if they could build a franchise, they would choose him as one of the top 3 players. Get out, terrible.
And the thing with the Raiders is that like they're sort of an afterthought. They're moving next year. They're sort of like the NFL's like redheaded stepchild that's like just kind of in the corner, and they just say, yeah, go sit in there. We'll take care of you when you go to Vegas. They're
right.
Just an afterthought right now.
Just gotta hang out for a minute.
Yeah. Shout out to redheads.
Yep.
And twins.
And twins. All right.
Twins. Say it, Zach. You do it better.
And twins.
All right. Well, last thing, we had a rookie mock draft. It's that time of year where you see everyone having mock drafts on Twitter where they use a hashtag. And we wanted to be the first people to do it, or at least the first people that I saw do it. So I think Slow started it. Shout out to Slow. Slow's like our 4th guy. Where's he at? He should be with us.
Slow's sometimes our 3rd guy.
Sometimes our 3rd guy because our other third. Anyway.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
That's true. Well, in our mock draft we did on Twitter, it was actually it was a double mock draft because we were drafting rookies, but we were also projecting where we think they will land in the NFL draft, which I thought was pretty fun. Slow had the first pick, and he took Saquon Barkley, running back, and he said the New York Giants. What do y'all think about that? First of all, is Saquon Barkley, is he going to fall at all? Is he going to be the 101 forever, or is he going to fall and someone else can take his spot? I think personally he's going to be the 101 up until next year.
Well, look at Dalvin Cook. Everyone thought he was a 101. Everyone freaked out about his combine, and then he dropped. And I think the 101 this year was so up in the air. People were taking Fournette. I saw McCaffrey go 101.
Davis.
Yeah,
but this year's different though, because like we knew going into last year that the 101 was going to be a toss-up for the most part. I mean, sure, there was Dalvin Cook talked about, but there were people talking about Corey Davis. People were talking about Fournette. I've never seen a consensus 101 like this, at least in the last few years. Because, I mean, even 2 years or 3 years ago, you had the debate was Todd Gurley or Amari Cooper 101.
And then Treadwell and Zeke.
Actually, I'll take it back. Treadwell, Zeke, which Zeke ended up, I think, taking that. But Saquon Barkley has been the 101 for this class for the past 3 years. I mean, I took him in a Devy draft 2 years ago with the 6th overall pick. I mean, this guy has been anointed as the 101. I don't see him falling, especially if he tests well. But okay, moving on. The second pick was taken by our friend Tom. That's at transactionist _ on Twitter. He took Darius Geis, running back, New England Patriots.
LSU, New England, yeah.
Yeah. First of all, love the pick at 102, but I don't see the Patriots drafting Geis at where I think he'll go in the draft. I don't see them spending that kind of capital on him personally. What do you think, Zach?
Is he white?
No, he's black. Racist.
Okay, so nope, he won't be drafted by the Patriots.
Okay.
Cool. Wow.
I'm not racist. The Patriots are racist. I'm just an analyst.
So everyone here has made a comment.
You do have NFL in your handle.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Shout out to all NFL guys.
Shout out to services.
Like Verizon?
Servicing.
Service, not service.
Not servicing.
Josh didn't know what that meant until like a week ago.
We had to explain it to Josh.
I still don't know what it means.
Yeah, you don't want it to.
We'll explain it. We'll explain it when you're older.
Yeah, okay, cool. Off air.
One day you'll tell me.
So 103, I took my Bears took Cortland Sutton from SMU. I see they got to address the receiver position. It sucks. Right now we got a bunch of retread, veteran washouts like Kendall Wright, Marcus Wheaton, Dontrell Inman playing the position. They haven't addressed the offensive line, but they're pretty deep there. The running back is okay. You got Jordan Howard, Tariq Cohen. Obviously, they just spent the second pick overall on Mitchell Trubisky last year. So let's give him a shiny new toy because Kevin White is not going to be that guy. So let's get him another receiver, another big guy. And Sutton or the pick after that, Ridley, would have worked out fine. I just want Sutton just because he's just a monster.
Okay. Does John Fox and Ryan Pace return for 2018?
Ryan Pace.
No.
Ryan Pace does. I think he gets a chance to hire one more coach. That way, John Fox is like he's washed out. I mean, he's tired. He doesn't want to sit through a rebuild. When he took the job in 2015, he was picking up the pieces of a veteran team. like Matt Forte, Brandon Marshall, Jay Cutler, Martellus Bennett. So they had the pieces there. They just had a bad staff with Mark Trestman. But now, I mean, he's part of a rebuild, and he doesn't want to be part of it. He wants to save his own job. It took him forever. He started Mike Glennon to start the year. I mean, he's not the guy to get the Bears to the next level.
Okay, and that was talking shitty NFL teams with Michael Vincent.
I don't talk about. I'm not a Bears fan though.
Yes, you are. You were a Bears fan.
Huge Bears fan. Go Bears.
You are a Bears fan.
Bears.
You're a huge Bears fan.
Go Pats.
Okay. The next pick, our boy Andy Fresh from the Dynasty Life Pod. He took Calvin Ridley, wide receiver. He said Arizona Cardinals. What do y'all think of that?
I like it.
I don't see. Yeah. I just feel like they're going to have so many needs going into next year.
They're going to need a quarterback. I'm pretty sure Palmer retires. And they'll just roll with Gabbert. Fitz likely retires. Offensive line is shit.
I think Fitz comes back one more year.
Yeah, Fitz signed a contract for one more year.
Yeah, well, they all signed contracts, bro.
Oh.
But he might actually come back for one more year.
Oh. Tell me more about the NFL, how it works.
I think he wants to get that second overall in receiving yards. I think he really wants that. You're
right, because I don't think he can't. No one's going to pass Jerry Rice.
No, of course not. He's like 19,000. Fitz is at 15 or 14, something like that. I don't know. He's like 400 or 500 away from becoming second.
Is it Isaac Bruce or who's number 2?
T.O.
Isaac Bruce.
Torrey Holt or
Azahir Hakeem. Greatest show on turf. Shout out to Kurt Warner week.
And David Givens there.
Okay. The first 4 picks we had, so we had Barkley, Geis, Sutton, and Ridley. Do you guys see this as being like the first tier, or do you think that our 5th pick, Nick Chubb, who took Nick Chubb? I did, for the Denver Broncos. Do you think that he kind of fits in that tier? Or have you guys done any studying of rookies whatsoever? Like, do you even know what I'm talking about at this point?
I know what his name is.
Okay, cool. Well, that's a start.
I know that apparently Sony Michel is supposed to be better.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. I don't know if I agree with it yet, but we'll see.
Is this the Sony Michel, Nick Chubb? Is this the same thing as Alex Collins and Jonathan Williams, and they're just both going to suck?
I don't think so. I think both those guys are better than those two.
Just think of
Alex Collins doesn't suck anymore. Alex Collins looks like.
Or is this a Peyton Hillis, Darren McFadden? Who else is part of that Arkansas backfield?
Adrian Peterson?
No, shut up. Jesus Christ, dude. Where did Adrian Peterson went to Oklahoma? Whatever. Okay.
Red team from the SEC.
Okay. Whatever.
Big 12.
Either way.
Hook 'em horns. Mike knows nothing about college football.
Yeah, please.
Is this the Samaj P. Ryan?
Joe Mixon?
And Joe Mixon of this year. Thanks for the help on that one.
Yeah, no. Or Wayne Gallman and Alvin Kamara.
No.
They didn't play this.
That's a joke. That's a joke.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. ACC's SEC.
Yeah.
ACC and SEC. It's like the same thing. They look the same.
No, to that point, you got Derrick Henry and Kenyon Drake. That happened. Same backfield. Kenyon Drake barely played. He's got no wear and tear on his legs. He was a 3rd-round pick. He was an afterthought. Derrick Henry got drafted with like the draft capital of someone that should be taken over. Oh, by the way, it was DeMarco Murray, I think you're talking about. Was he Arkansas or Oklahoma?
No, dude. It was Darren McFadden, Peyton Hillis.
And Felix Jones.
Felix Jones.
There you go.
What it was.
No, but that situation is like the Alabama one, Henry and Drake.
Okay.
Or Eddie Lacy, Trent Richardson, Mark Ingram from like 5 years ago.
Okay. Well, after I took Nick Chubb, I threw it to Cups McGillicuddy, our boy Cups. He took James Washington, wide receiver, Oakland Raiders.
No.
So I guess he would be the number 2 or number 1 up there.
He'd be right behind Crabtree and in front of Seth Roberts for the top 3.
Okay.
And it's the Las Vegas Raiders, by the way.
Las Vegas, that's right.
It's good because I feel like Seth Roberts really needs to embrace that 3 role a little bit better right now. He's trying to fill the 2 role, but he's more of a 3 guy. So I think that really helps out Seth.
That's true.
Does Cooper learn how to do punt return and punt coverage?
He's a running back, tight end, fullback.
Oh, he's H-back like Lee Smith.
Also, Lee Smith.
Would James Washington and Dwayne Washington, or what's his name? The Washington on their team?
DeAndre.
Would they wear a J? Would he? No, there's a Dwayne Washington on the Lions. There's a D-Wash on the Lions. You're the racist.
There's a D-Wash on the Cardinals, too.
Yeah, Daryl.
Okay.
Yeah. Would he wear J Washington, the initial J, and then...
I don't know.
Or would he wear his full last name?
I don't care.
So in 2006, the Chicago Bears had Tank Johnson and Todd Johnson. They both wore their full names on their back of their jerseys. It said Tank and Todd. It was awesome.
That's what I'd do. Okay,
Sorry,
and then
go on.
Cups threw it to Darnell, our friend at Fantasy Football Wiz at Darnell Bright 4. Darnell got mad because he wasn't ready for it, and then so we threw it to Andrew. Slow threw it to Andrew, who had already picked, and then Zach came in. And he's like, "I'll take a pick, I guess." And Zach selected Nikhil Harry. Nikhil. Which
Keneal. He's invalid? I don't know.
Okay, well, I was getting to that. He's a wide receiver, but he's not available until 2019 because Zach knows nothing about rookies. So
God, Zach, you talk shit about me, and you don't even know who's eligible.
Okay, you know what? I wait until these guys declare, and then whoever doesn't declare, I go, oh, okay, so they're in college for another year at least.
It's like, oh, so he exists. No, you you just wait for them to be added to the MFL database.
So once they're in MFL, it's a whole new world. Then I realize that they're real people. They have pictures and stuff.
Like, what was that guy? I forget his name. Go on.
So Zach took Kalen Ballage. How do you say his name? Ballage. From his Arizona State Sun Devils. What was it? The Devils?
Oh, his Devils. Sam's Devils.
Sun
Devils. Old school Devils. I don't know. And then our old friend Hunter G425 jumped in and took Nyheim Hines. Is that right? From running back for the New York Jets. I guess he plays at NC State. I've never followed this guy at all. And
never heard of him.
Slow was offended and said it was a terrible pick and that he was just trolling our draft. And so then it ended. And that was it. And that was when the botch started happening. About 107 with Darnell and ended with Hunter at 108. So well done, guys.
And then in between that, it was me.
Oh, yeah, in between that. But you kind of tried to save it, but
I held it together, really.
Yeah, because you hold everything together. Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, any final thoughts, guys? Anything to say?
Good luck this week to everybody who's still in their fantasy football finals. I know we say this every year, but it feels like this year was the hardest with injuries, with suspensions, with the randomness and the fucking poor play of some guys like Mike Evans, DeMarco Murray, motherfuckers.
I feel like I'm watching a Martin Scorsese movie. Listen to it read on book.
But then, like guys always come up out of nowhere. But think of the injuries. Like you're going to have a fantasy finals weekend with no Brown, with no Beckham, with no DJ, with no Robinson, with no Rodgers. There's just this whole list of guys and guys who led us the whole way and won't get us there, like a guy like Carson Wentz. And then these guys that come out of nowhere, I'm like, oh, I have to start them this week. I'll watch people fucking lose because they put Keelan Cole in their lineup. Just wait to see that happen. It happens. Fantasy is evil. It is a terrible thing, but it's the most beautiful thing in the universe because it's going to be the same shit every year. And in 2 weeks, when week 16 is over and week 17 happens, and everyone's going to be like, oh, I can't wait to do playoff fantasy. And then it's like, oh, let's start mock drafts. And then we do it all to ourselves again.
Right.
But I wouldn't trade it for anything except money.
Except a lot of money.
For money. Okay. Zach, do you have anything to say?
No, except that I'm in finals than you two. So
you're not. Those aren't.
Those don't count.
No,
18 standard leagues, no decimals don't count.
Nope, I'm out of both 3 ESPN leagues. 3 out of my 4 leagues are for money because Cups Brawl is real.
No, it's not. I wasn't even invited to it.
At least 2.
Yes, you were.
Okay, at least 2 of 4 then. So that's still more than what you guys have combined, or it's at least equal to. Yeah. So
that's not how it works. But okay.
Congrats, man. That's awesome. Well, that about does it for the Botch Pod. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Josh Bennett, and you can find me on Twitter at DynastyJosh. You can follow Michael Vincent on Twitter at MVTweetsHere, and you can follow Zach Van Kirk Follow our podcast on Twitter at BotchPod, and we're always down to answer questions, so shoot them our way. Be sure to check out our work on fakepigskin.com, and please sign up for mock drafts. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
So long.
Fuck my handle, I guess. All right.
At Zach, 3 H's, VK_NFL. You're welcome.
It's VK as in Victor
Kellen.
Kilo.
Kellen Barge.
Balosh.
Mikael Sonny Mitchell. Who? Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.